A curveball to Orson cuts the plate in half for strike one. He had a fly ball to left field his first time up. He's 0 for 3 in the series. Pops up the next pitch on the infield. Bogar at shortstop will make the catch. Routine play for the out. Now Doug Strange. He walked with 2 outs back in the second inning. The Astros 2 runs on 2 hits. The Expos no assist. 7-9-0-3-3-3-3. Strange getting the lion's share of the playing time at third base with the injury to Shane Andrews. He's on the DL. Fastball on the outside corner. It's 2 strikes to Strange. Not only that, but Andrews had an anemic batting average when he was playing early in the season, hitting just .203. 0-2 pitch. Curveball, a wave and a miss. He disposed of Mr. Strange in rather quick time. That's 2 strikeouts for Darryl. And now Hermanson, he tapped one back to the mound in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Darryl came off the mound on the first base side to make that play. That has been something else that has improved for him, has been his ability to field his position. Fastball, swing, and a miss. Hermanson came right through it for strike one. Of course, when you're 12 and 3 and your earned run average is just a shade over 2, everything seems to look very good. It's a sunny day even when you're indoors. A fastball right through the heart, and Hermanson is down 0-2. The sign by Eusebio. Darryl into the windup. The right-hander's 0-2 pitch. Fastball hit in the air. Right side for Bagwell. Behind the bag at first. He'll make the catch. A rare two-handed grab for Jeff. And the Expos go quickly and quietly in the 5th. On to the 6th inning now. Milo takes you the rest of the way. We're through 5 for Montreal. The Astros lead it 2-0. Here's the Southwestern Pate.
Milo Hamilton back with you now to take you the rest of the way as we finish it up with Montreal in their park for another year. Next weekend they come in for a big series in the Dome. Today the Astros in that spot where they could sweep, and they're leading 2-0. They've been out hit 3-2, but leading in that score 2-0. Nobody's made an error. And Hermanson, who's retired the last 9 batters, is ready to work to Darryl Kile. We're brought to you now by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you that fresh beer tastes better. And now introducing Newborn on dating. It's the day your bud was born. Is your beer fresh? Kyle had a sacrifice, helped himself get an extra run in the 3rd inning. Hermanson will look at Kyle, then you go up to the top with Biggio and Carr. Hermanson ready, his first pitch in the inning. Breaking ball inside corner right into the hands on Kyle, and it is strike 1. Gonzo led off with a double in the 2nd. Bogar led off with a double in the 3rd. They both scored on sacrifice flies. Strike called at the knees on the outside corner. Hermanson gets out in front of his mound opponent 0-2. Some folks came up for the weekend to see their Astros all the way from Houston. Up a little of ball. Houstonians Alex Carroll, Will Sanders, Lawrence Lubnowski, and David Moore. Want all the folks back home to know they got here and they're having a great time, especially with the way the Astros are playing. Down a ball, and it's 2-2.
Probably wish they could bottle this weather and bring it back home.
And bottle some of these wins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ready for the pitch to Kyle, and here it is. Swinging, line drive, hit down the left side. It'll kick down into the corner. There's Mr. Double again. Kyle will stand with the double. 3rd time today we've led off an inning with a double. The other 2 times they scored. Kyle with his 2nd double of the year.
That's just a big mistake by Hermanson in a tight ball game where runs are at a premium. Sure, if Biggio or Bagwell or Gonzalez gets a double, that's one thing. But to leave one right out over the middle of the plate knee high with a fastball, that's a huge mistake by Hermanson. And DK just timed the swing. Bat met the ball, and it jumped into that left field corner rather nicely.
That's his 6th hit of the year. That's the most by far of anybody on the pitching staff. Of course, he gets more chances because he's in games longer. but he ought to be rewarded. This is Biggio drawing a run with a sac fly in the third. Showing bunt. It was way up high a ball, and it's 1-0. Kile second base, leading off the sixth. Hits are even at 3. Houston on top 2-0. Dustin Hermanson reads the sign from Fletcher. He'll settle in at the belt, look back to second, bring it to Biggio. Swinging, looping, pop down the right side. It'll drop for a hit, and Kile will be held at third. Orsulak charged that ball and fired it into Segui. Just a little flare down the right side off the bat of Biggio. His 5th hit of the series, and the Astros now maybe putting something together here against Hermanson. And it'll bring up Carr, followed by Bagwell and Gonzo.
Slider that stayed up but didn't have that downward bite to it. So it allowed Craig to get the end of the bat on. I'm glad he was swinging away as opposed to giving himself up, because you've still got a chance had he given himself up, for Bagwell or Gonzalez to do something rather than make Chucky Carr try to drive in a run.
Carr's bounced to second, struck out swinging, throw to first, diving back safely Biggio. Open date tomorrow. Spend it in St. Louis. Under the arch. A 2-game set there. Then these Expos come to Houston. Stepping off. In fact, this is a long stretch of games with Montreal and St. Louis. On the road, then at home. Still no count to Carr. Stands right on top of the plate when he bats left-handed. Fletcher sets up down and away. But the pitch comes inside and backs him out of there, and it's 1-0. So Fletcher had to quickly move to the inside. He was set up outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Chucky Carr trying to help in this situation. You've got runners on the corners. There's nobody out. Astros with a chance to add to their 2-0 lead. A whirling dervish, no throw anywhere. One ball, no strikes. Biggio with his lead. He's knocked to the carpet. Hermanson, long hesitation. Swinging bouncer to first. Now he looked to third, and Kile came up a third of the way, then went back. So he came out of that all right, because if Kyle's coming all the way, he's out.
I don't think there's any question about that, but he also had a chance to give Biggio as the lead runner at second base and keep the double play in order just by looking Kile back to the bag and realizing that Carr would be on. Instead, first base is open, and now they've got a chance to either pitch around Bagwell and know the bases for Gonzalez, or make the mistake and see 2 runs come home.
Just seemed to be confused, Segui did, by the fact when he saw Kile breaking. Instead of reacting naturally, he let the situation get the best of him, and he only got the 1 out. Now Fletcher looked to the bench. He's down. He has not stood up and held out 4 fingers yet. It might depend what Hermanson does with the first pitch or 2. Bagwell today has flied out to center twice. Infield up 3/4 on the right side with the right-hand batter up. There's a ball in the dirt, skips away. Here comes Kile, and he will score. Moving to third is Biggio. A wild pitch.
That really was highly unusual, because he has been around the plate all day with his changeup and with his slider and with his fastball, and he tried to throw a changeup, and there again is a spot when some pitchers have Bagwell up there with runners in scoring position and they want to pitch around him. They still try to make this unbelievable pitch that they think that he's going to swing at. He doesn't, and it gets by the catcher.
Now the infield comes up tight on the right side, up 3/4 on the left. Biggio third base, Bagwell waiting. Swing, smashes it to short. They're going to come home, and the ball is there on a skip throw, and Biggio is out. Grzelcyk to Fletcher. That ball bounced perfectly. If it done any kind of a little kick, Bidge would have been in there. But he's out. Score at 6-2.
It was right to Grzelcyk. He didn't have to move to his right or to his left. It was right in front of him. He threw it right on the corner of the bag, and Craig, his only option was to try to dislodge the ball with his slide, and he tried to do that on Fletcher, but Darren kept the paw with the ball in the mitt, and the Astros did not score that fourth run.
Here is Gonzalez, a double and a run scored and a strikeout. So Gonzo up here with runner at first base, Bagwell. Throw over, not close. In fact, well, there must be something going on with these pitchers from Montreal. When they throw to first, how many times have we seen throws way up and toward the plate that Seguis had to really stretch up and grab? Check on Bagwell at first. 2 down, here's the pitch. Tight at the knees, a ball to Gonzalez. Let's break it here in a hurry on the Astros Radio Network. Milo Hamilton and Vince Cotroneo with the final game of this 3-game series. Swinging, fly ball out into right center, pretty well stroked, and it is gone. Home run, Gonzo, and a couple of more go up on the board. Gonzalez with his 5th homer. Now has 43 runs batted in. He just made it over that high fence. But he steps on the pay station right after Bagwell, and it jacks it up to 5-0 for the Astros and Darryl Kile. The home run by Gonzo was a stroke of brilliance from Benjamin Moore in Southwestern paint. Boy, what a time to get it. A big 2-out hit by Gonzo, and he's been getting some lately. The Gonzo homer was another in-run power blast, and it just earned the Boys and Girls Club of Montreal $1,000. Pitch is a strike call in the inside corner to Bell. The Astros' 3rd home run of the series, their 73rd overall of the year, and their 5th against Montreal pitching. Here's a bouncer, second base. Nice big hop for Lansing. Throws on to first. Bell is out. Side retired. But the Astros put up a 3. The highlight, a 2-run homer by Gonzalez. That puts you in the middle of the 6th at Olympic. Astros 5, Expos nothing. Now this from your local station. 5-0 lead. The Astros have gotten good mileage out of 5 hits. They've out-hit them 5-3 and lead 5-0 when we came out of the break. Didn't get a chance to salute 3 of our cities. Jacksonville, Texas, KEBE. Lake Charles, KLCL. Lampasas, Texas, KCYL. Santangelo to lead it off in the Montreal 6th. Darryl Kile now has a little something to work with. He's got a 3-hit shutout going through 5. Swinging in a line foul down the right side. Santangelo today has bounced to third, lined out to left. Kyle ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on an off-speed breaking pitch. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt. It's 2 strikes to Santangelo. Their hits belong to Lansing, a single. Fletcher, a single, and Seguis, a single. Kyle kicks and fires. Bouncer. First base. Fair ball. Says the first base umpire it was his call because it went by the bag about 8 or 10 feet. Bagwell came right on the line to get it. Took it himself, and it's 1 away in the Montreal 6th.
1 out in the 6th inning, and Darryl just threw his 53rd pitch.
Here's the pitch. Swinging line foul down past their bullpen. Kicks down the left field corner, and Gonzo will let it roll around and come to him. Then find a fan up in those bleachers. Other way to go, Gons. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right now, Gonzo's in the mood to do a lot of nice things. And he's back on a streak on a high side. There's a strike call.
He came into this season hitting .195 in his career against the Expos, and that was only his 2nd lifetime homer against Montreal.
Here's the 1-2. Hey, little Laredo move. Hadn't shown him that. Maybe he did when you were on. I haven't seen it. There's a pop-up to the shortstop, and it's 2 away in the 6th inning.
Now, we've been north of the border. He hasn't gone south of the border until just then.
Rodriguez is struck out swinging and grounded to Barry at third. They've got their bullpen working. Here's the wind of the pitch by Kile. Strike called outside corner.
Right-hander Mark Valdez loosening up.
No balls and a strike. Kile brings it again. Smashed in the ground to Biggio. Should be an easy inning, and it is. Biggio to Bagwell. Bounce out, pop up, and a ground out. 1, 2, 3. Kyle's pitching this game in a rocking chair. We're going to the 7th inning at Olympic. Houston on top, 5-0. 6 inning total board. Houston 5-5-0 with Kile. Montreal 0-3-0 with Hermanson, and now Valdez.
Right-hander summoned from the bullpen after Hermanson worked 6 innings. Not as successful as his last outing. Giving up 5 runs on 5 hits. He didn't walk anybody. Had a key wild pitch. Didn't have 4 Ks. Valdez 3-2 in 27 games. Mostly out of the bullpen with a 3.51 ERA. He has had 2 starts. One of those was against the Astros back early in the season.
This is Sean Berry. Got a run home in the 2nd with a sac fly that made it 1-0. First pitch to him to open the 7th is a ball. Next time up, he flied out to right. He'd need to try somebody else. Each time he's flied out to Orsulak. Here's the pitch. Strike called in the outside corner. 7th inning, today's Southwestern Bell baseball fact. Montreal's application for a National League franchise was accepted in 1968. Just 1 year after the World's Fair was held in Montreal, the fair was known as Expo 97. The team was named for the event that brought international attention to their city. Swinging a foul right at the plate. Today's baseball fact brought to you by Southwestern Bell, your friendly neighborhood global communications company. Valdez, a right-hander, working in the 7th. Into the motion, pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. And Chonberry fans to open the 7th inning. Sinker slider pitcher. He really got racked in that start he made in the Dome. That was the game that Reynolds beat him 10-2. Pitched 1 inning effectively here in the opening game of this series on Friday night. Here's Tony. Swing, high bouncer, third baseman. Gives it the short hop, bobbles, picks it right out of the air, throws. Strange stayed right with it. So it's 2 away here for Valdez. A strikeout and a ground out to third. That'll bring up Bogar. Bogar had a double in the 3rd, led off with it, scored our 2nd run. 5th inning, flied out to center. Valdez just finished enough time to get a year in the big leagues on the pension plan. He's 25, 1 ball and no strikes. Bogar, 7 hits in his last 22 at-bats. Strike called at the knees. He's got the average up to 221.
Many things to choose from on the upcoming homestand, including another Coca-Cola Value Night on Monday, July 28th. A week from tomorrow, when the Cardinals come calling, a $90 value for only $40.
Here's the 1-1. Tight at the knees, a ball.
You have 4 Lowe's level tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 16-ounce Cokes, and 2 Astro caps. All for $40 when you bring a specially marked 2-liter Coca-Cola Classic label to the Dome box office for Monday's game with St. Louis.
Here's the 2-1. Swinging, fly ball out into center. Santangelo there in a quick 1-2-3 inning for the reliever Valdez. And that'll get the crowd up here. Almost 27,000 on this Sunday. They'll have their stretch. And the Astros are on top of them, 5-0.
Fans coming up Wednesday, July 30th, when the Cardinals are in town. Larry Durker's excellent Hawaiian adventure. You can win one of 2 trips to Hawaii on one of Continental's new non-stop flights to Honolulu. Just report to the East Gate the day of the game at 5:30, and you could win. You must be wearing a Hawaiian shirt and be at least 21 years of age to enter. No purchase necessary. The trip's made possible by Continental Airlines, the Hawaii Visitors and Convention Bureau, Hawaii Airlines, the Waikiki Parkside Hotel, the Sheraton Maui, the Molokai Ranch, and Budget Rent-A-Car. For tickets, call 713-6 Astros. Don't forget your surfboard.
And to Bob Elliott's credit, he really tried to find Hawaiian War Chant. Just to give it a little diversification, but somebody lifted it on him. Here's the first pitch in the 7th to Segui. Down low a ball. Kile has brought a 3-hit shutout into the 7th inning. He's leading 5-0. Segui has one of the 3 hits, led off in the 4th with it. Later in the inning, Astros turn to 6-4-3 double play. Fly ball left field. Gonzo on an angle toward the corner. Under it now. 1 away in the 7th inning. Fletcher will be stepping in. Well, one of the things we always look forward to about this time every year is the Italian-American Sports Hall of Fame, where they're going to dole out money for 15 scholarships on Saturday. And those wonderful folks shifted around from year to year. It'll be at Damien's this Saturday. Oh, they do a lot of nice work for those kids. And we look forward to being with them again another year. Uncle Dan Sessions and his gang. There's a high pop over here to the left. Barry over. Will the spin bring it back? I think so. Brings it clear back almost to the coach's box. And 2 quick outs for Kile in the 7th. So Fletcher popping up.
Only 63 pitches now for DK. That's really amazing, considering the kind of games he'd had in the past and the way he would fight himself on the mound, bouncing curveballs up there, afraid to use the splitter at times, missing all over the place with the fastball. He'd have 63 pitches sometimes in less than 2 innings of work.
If he gets this next guy in a couple of pitches, he's going to be 30 under. You usually say 15 is about right. Well, 7 innings would be 105. He's going to be in the mid-60s if he gets Grizzlonic in a hurry. Grizzlonic today 0 for 2. Breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike called, and it's 1-1 to the Expos shortstop. They haven't had a hit since Segui singled in the 4th. We're now in the 7th. Another breaking ball, but didn't get a call this time. And it's 2-1 to Grizzlonic. Orsolak would be next. Here's the pitch. Swinging. Fly ball out into right center. It will drop. Carr kept it from going through the gap, but it bounced so high on the turf, Grizzlonic slides with a double. That is only their 4th hit. And the double comes with 2 outs.
Kept on throwing on breaking balls and came back with a sinker and got a little too much for the inner part of the plate. Mark stayed inside the ball, got it out to right center, just found a perfect spot because Derek Bell was cheating a step or 2 toward the line, figuring the right-handed hitter would be late on the swing, and that's not out of the ordinary. And Chucky just couldn't run that one down from center field.
So the doubles man doubles again. Breaking ball outside to Orsolak. Grizzlonic's leading 35 doubles now. And his 11th hit against Houston. There's a breaking ball down and in. Falls behind Orsolak, 2-0. Astros 5-5-0. Montreal 0-4-0. Omar Dahl has started to loosen in the Montreal bullpen. They evidently want to get him right out there again. He got tattooed last night. Ready for a 2-0, and here it is. Swinging, bounce foul. Kicks off the photographer's cage down here by the on-deck circle on the first base side. Veteran outfielder Joe Orsolak, left-hand batter. Preston to service in right field today. in a while, he'll get a start at first. Look to second. Here's the pitch. Swinging. Fly ball out into right center. Carr going to outrun it. And comes up with it and then spins onto the track. Side retired. That ball was pretty well hit, but Carr with his speed raced under it, got it in right center. Side is retired. We go to the 8th inning with Houston on top 5-0. Getting ready to go into the 8th inning. Their second pitcher, Valdez, came on and got the Astros 1-2-3. Darryl Kile will be leading off. He's helped himself on 2 occasions today. A sacrifice in the 3rd after a Bogart double set the stage for Biggio's sac fly to get the second run home. Then in the 6th inning, Kile led off with a double, later scored on a wild pitch. So he's pitched a good game, helped himself with his bat. He'll lead it off in the 8th and send it up the top to Biggio, Carr, and Bagwell. We've come to the 8th. Interesting things are going on. Here's a sinking liner to the third baseman. Strange went to his left and caught it. And it's one away in the inning. Especially want to find out about the Cardinals and the Pirates.
They're in the 6th inning at Busch, and the Giants lead that game 3-1. Kirk Reeder against Alan Bennis. In the 9th inning at Turner Field, where the Dodgers are leading that game 6-3. Philadelphia still in front of the Pirates 3-1. They go to the bottom of the 7th at the Vet in Philadelphia.
Here's Biggio, 1 for 2 with a run batted in on a sacrifice fly. He's had 5 hits in this series, and the pitch is low, a ball. It's 1-0. He's a .309 hitter as he stands in.
Mets having an easy time at home against Cincinnati, 10-1, bottom of the 7th. Hundley has had 2 home runs, number 21 and 22, along with Gilkey.
Ready for a 1-0, and here it is. Crowds him on the shoulder, backs him out of there, 2-0.
Colorado trailing, or rather leading the Cubs 3-2. They're in the 5th inning. Vinny Castilla has hit a pair of home runs, 24 and 25. San Diego at Florida will be later on in the National League.
2 balls, no strikes to Biggio. Reliever Valdez delivers. Breaking ball down.
American League 2 games in progress. They're in the 9th inning. Cleveland in front of Boston by a count of 7-2. And in the bottom of the 7th, Chicago shutting out Baltimore at Camden Yards. 7-0 behind Jamie Navarro, 9-3 in his career against the Birds.
Here's the 3-0, and Biggio works it for a walk. Biggio with the base on balls with 1 out here in the 8th inning. First walk surrendered by Valdez. And it's the first walk to the Astros for the afternoon. Here's Carr, 0 for 3. Well, when we get home against these Montreal Expos, it starts a nice homestand. We want to know how to act to stay home over a couple of days or a week. It's even going to be longer than a week. Here's the pitch. High and away to Carr. 4 with Montreal, 3 with the Cardinals, and 3 with the Mets.
And then gone for 8 days to 3 different cities and come back with another week. So that's a very impressive stretch for the Astros of a lot of games at home, or as if they continue to play well, the remainder of this trip could really carry some momentum and maybe make something special happen. Those dog days inside the dome will really make a difference.
Ready for a 1-0. High and away, ball 2. Omar Dahl going to work in their pen again down the right side. And they're going to put a right-hander to work with him as well.
Solomon Torres, another player they picked up off the scrap heap.
Here's the pitch. Swinging, smash, foul just outside the first base bag. Boy, that was close. The way that ball was ricocheting around down off that pitcher's mound in the bullpen, skidding toward the corner, Biggio would have scored on that ball. Carr stepping back up there with a 2-1 count. He's bounced out, struck out, and grounded out. 0 for 3 today. 1 for 12 in the series for the switch-hitting center fielder, Chucky Carr. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the throw to first, not close. Remember, on our flag, star 610, it's a Sunday night. You'll get everything. Not only talking about the Astros, but all other sports. Kind of put the cap on the weekend. Fast break with Nate. He gets a lot of great guests. Ready for a 2-1. Stretching, looking. Here's the pitch. Outside, high. 3-1. Bagwell on deck. I think they're getting ready to do a lot of things this fall, too, with Nate. Nice prep show. The city needs it. Follow all that high school gridiron work. Here's a ball 4. That pushes Biggio to second. Carr to first. 2 walks after 1 out. And here's Bagwell. Bagwell 0 for 3 today. Flied out to center the first 2 trips. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. He was on base when Gonzo unloaded to deep right center. Well, Bags, you got a chance to put Kyle on easy street here. The way these Expos come from behind, you can't get too many against them. Swing and a foul and a breaking ball. So if you haven't checked into those seats for you and your family and friends, 799-9567. John Sorrentino's staff will tell you all the plans, all the ways you can come to this next big homestand. Call tomorrow during working hours, 799-9567. Here's the pitch. Started, couldn't hold up, swinging strike. Valdez out in front of Bagwell, 0-2. Gonzalez is on deck.
Tuesday, the Astros will play their 100th game of the season. And at least at that point, Bagwell will be going in with 88 RBIs. His career best is 120. There's a lot of baseball left and a chance to eclipse that mark.
Here's the pitch. And that ball hit him on the inside of the right arm, and the bases will be loaded for Gonzo. So after 1 out, 2 walks, and a hit batsman. And here comes Gonzo. Felipe Alou coming out. It looks like the kid McGuire is going to go in a double switch here. They're going to bring Omar Dahl to pitch. McGuire will go to right, and Orsulak will leave the game.
Well, McGuire is a first baseman by trade. He had a bit of an adventure yesterday in left field. We'll see how he does in right. More importantly is the guy coming on in relief, Omar Dahl, who saw his earned run average moved to 971 last night. He's 1-2 on the year, making his 33rd appearance. Dahl charged with 2 runs last night. He's gone 29 2/3. About 47 hits, 34 runs, 15 walks, 16 Ks. The opposition is batting .379 against him, and he's got no place to put Gonzalez. His big pitch is the big curveball. You talked about things happening on the homestand. We'll give folks an idea of some of the things. Coming up, you've got the 28-ounce half yards from Bud Light on Saturday the 26th when the Expos are in town for the first 15,000 adults. On that Sunday, Billy Wagner posters from New Era for the first 25,000 fans. That's a 1:35 start. Then you've got Astros T-shirts for the kids from Randall's, first 10,000, 14 and under. Saturday, August 2nd, when the Mets are in town. That is a 12:15 game, so make note of that. And then also autographed baseballs on Sunday, August 3rd against the Mets at 1:35. First 25,000 fans, courtesy of Kroger. And if you'd like to be down on the field, starting next Monday, Whataburger presents the Astros baseball camp from the 28th to Friday, August 1st. Get tips from some of your favorite Astros players and coaches. For details and registration to be right down on the Astrodome field, call 713-799-9825. A lot of great things happening, including some winning baseball right now for the Astros.
Boy, that sounds like a lot of fun. Hope you're planning to be a part of it. While Dahl continues to warm up, well, we've come to the top of the hour, so we can break it. Let's do it here. Let the stations tell you who they are and where they're coming from on the Astros Radio Network. Milo Hamilton and Vince Cotroneo from Olympic. It's been a wonderful weekend. There's only one thing that can make it better. Hang on to this baby. This is Gonzalez. Hit a 2-run homer the last time up. He's having a wonderful series. Bases loaded. One out. Left-hander against lefty. Strike called above the knees on the inside corner.
If he decides to crank one out here, he'll tie his career best for most RBIs in a game. On August 18th, 1995 at a Hitter's Haven, Coors Field in Colorado.
He's never done what you're thinking he can do with this at-bat. Swinging and fouling right at his feet.
Well, if there was a time for him to do it, this would be it, as considering how hot he has been at the plate. He has hit a couple of home runs this year against left-handed pitching. Did it against Heath Murray and Jose Rosado of the Padres in Kansas City.
He's 8 for 10 in this series. Stretch by Dahl. Runner on every base. One out. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball. Right field. And it is grand slam. He's trying around the bases, but his feet haven't hit the turf yet, Vince. What about that blast? There wasn't any doubt when it left the trademark that it was going to be long gone. That jacks the score up to 9-0. Gonzo's driven in 6 of the 9. Well, we're getting slams in a cluster here. Osmus hit one at Wrigley just a few days ago. And we hadn't had one all year till that time. The pitch to Bell is a strike call.
Third time he's hit 2 homers in a game. Last time accomplished back in April of '93 against Philadelphia.
We're in game 99 today. Osmus hit his in game 93 at Wrigley off Bottenfield. A little Scroogey motion from Dahl. Down low a ball.
I guess he's a cleanup hitter now, huh?
Omar Dahl would say yes. 3 more hits today. 9 hits in the series for Gonzalez. 7 runs batted in. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bell. Dahl greeted with a grand slam. Down a ball. 6, 7, 8, 9. All scoring on Gonzo's second home run of the day. Swing and a foul back. And the amazing thing is they've gotten their 9 runs on 6 hits. Take them any way you can get them, folks.
5 of the hits have been for extra bases.
We go 92 games without a grand slam, then twice in a week get 2. Chopped roller down to second baseman. Lansing has to charge. He's got it. Throws to first. 2 away in the inning. A little sarcasm in the applause as the out is made. Sean Berry will be the batter. 4 homers in this series for Houston. 6 against Montreal for the year. I think Lloyd's of London would ensure Kile getting 13 wins before sunset. Strike called here to Berry. He's 0 for 2. Got a run in with a sac fly in the second inning. Smash to third. Knocked down by Strange. Gets up. Throws. Side retired. Nice play by Doug Strange at third base. But the Astros with 1 hit. Tag up 4 runs. Walk, hit batsman. Grand slam Gonzo. Brings you to the middle of the 8th. And Houston's on top 9-0. Now this from your local station. It's good enough. 1 run would have him in front. But he's leading now 9-0.
Well, the Astros started this road trip realizing they were going to face a starting quintet of pitchers who had a season record of 40-20 with almost as many strikeouts as innings pitched at nearly 600 innings, and they haven't blinked at all.
All right, here is Strange, a walk and a strikeout. Kile with a 4-hit shutout going, leading 9-0. Outside a ball. with that grand slam.
Got some changes for the
J.R. Phillips is at first. Gutierrez at second. Strike call right on the hands. 1-1. If Dahl wasn't in a little shaky problem before, you just wonder how long you'll be with this club. Swing and a miss. My guess he won't come to Montreal, out of Montreal to come to Houston. Right side of the infield, different now. There's a breaking ball down and in. Bagwell and Biggio, the Gold Glove, right side of the infield, getting the rest of the time off. They can relax a little, be all ready to drag their luggage through customs. Get on the plane, have an off day tomorrow. I'll give you 10 to an even. They both brought their golf clubs. Swinging a foul back.
Say, the guy you want on your team if you're playing golf tomorrow is Gonzalez.
I don't know. I bet he slices a lot. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a high fly ball. Going to be playable by Carr, just short of the track in left center. He directs traffic, waves to the fans. He does it all. McGuire will be the batter. Ryan McGuire, he's 0 for 2 in this series. That all took place yesterday, and that's what he is against us for the year. We haven't seen him before this series. First pitch to him is a ball from Darryl Kile. Kyle's getting into some interesting territory here again as far as shutouts and complete games. In the 8th inning and leading 9-0. Hope the folks in Livingston, Texas enjoying it. KETX in Lufkin, KRBA, and Madisonville, Texas, KMVL. A strike makes it 2-1 to McGuire. Santangelo's on deck. Here's the pitch. Just outside. 3 balls and a strike. Kile, as far as any trouble, second inning would be the most. Single and a walk in that inning. Foul down the left side off the bat of McGuire. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 innings. He's faced only 3. 2 more innings, faced only 4. And a strike called. Talk about coming back from 3-1, Vince. That's just an indicator of how dominant Kile is, not just today, but for the year.
And threw a good sinker on the inside corner, just below the belt. Nothing McGuire could have done with it even if he wanted to. And he goes down looking.
2 away in the 8th. Up to the top was Santangelo. Astros about hit him 6-4, lead 9-0. Fouled up here to the left side. Luis Gonzalez finally gets a grand salami. It was his first, and for Osmus just a few days ago, it was his first. No balls, 1 strike. Down and in. A ball and a strike to Santangelo. 0 for 3 today, 0 for 7 in the series. The way he plays against us, that's unusual. He usually sparks some things against us. Here's the pitch to him. And an off-speed pitch for a strike called, and it's 1-2.
And both the Giants are leading the Cardinals, and the Phillies are in front of the Pirates late in their game.
Boy, you could have a real nice payoff today if those hold up. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball. 1, 2, 3 inning for Kile. 1 more mile to go for number 13. And maybe a shutout of a complete game are in the offing for DK. We're headed to the 9th. Houston on top, 9-0. Solomon Torres is the new pitcher. Andy Stankiewicz comes into play second. And as we go to the 9th inning, Tony Eusebio 0 for 3 today will lead it off, but nobody's noticed the 0 for 3 because he has just settled in beautifully as the handler of the pitches and calling the game for Darryl Kile.
Tony McCarver.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Seattle organization went over to the Giants and pitched the final game of the regular season in '93 against the Dodgers with a chance to clinch, send the Giants to the playoffs. He got roughed up early, and he has really not been heard from since.
Here's Bogar, a double and 2 fly balls to center, and the first pitch to him is a strike. Looking to the bottom of the 9th, the 2, 3, 4 spots will be up for Montreal against Kile. High bouncer, shortstop. Drzelnik there. A true throw to Segui. 2 down. Now Kile will bat. And don't worry about anything you do in this batter's box, Darryl Kile. We want you back out on that hill. Pitch to Kile in the 9th. Swinging and up the middle, a base hit. His second hit today. Boy, you talk about a guy with a new lease on life. On the field, at home, I mean everything. Seven hits for Houston, 2 of them by Kile. And now here's Biggio. He's 1 for 2. Driven in a run with a sac fly. When he walked in the 8th, he scored. He was on base on Gonzo's grand slam. Swing and a miss. This is not Biggio, it's Gutierrez. Right spot in the order, new name. I'm so infatuated with what Kyle's doing, I've lost track of the other 9 guys. He can do that to you the way he's pitching. Down low a ball.
It's not really, you can't say it's automatic, but it's amazing the feeling the team has on days they know that Darryl's pitching. There's just such a calm over the club.
Here's the pitch, swinging, fly ball, right field. Right fielder going back, it'll be over his head, bouncing around in the track, and Kile comes to third. It's a double for Gutierrez. Guti says, hey, I get 1 shot, I'm going to take a shot. So after 2 quick outs by Torres, surrenders a single to Kile and a double to Gutierrez.
Tell you what, the last 2 days are going to do a world of difference for the Astros standing and slugging percentage. They came into this series 11th in the league. Actually went down after Friday night's game to 12th, and we're 12th today at 386. That should jump a few notches.
Here's pitch to Carr. Off-speed pitch upstairs, chases it, comes up empty. The Astros could hang on and get a shutout. Would be their 4th since the All-Star break. Here's a tapper towards second. Stankiewicz will throw, and that will do it in the inning. But a couple of more hits and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Darryl Kile will take a little time coming on out because he was on the base paths. Take all the time you need, DK. We are looking forward to having you put up a zip job. We go to the bottom of the 9th, 9-0 Houston. Darryl Kile warming it up for the bottom of the 9th. Stankiewicz will be leading it off. Then it'll be Rodriguez followed by Segui.
If DK holds on to this shutout, it will lower his earned run average to 199, with Martinez losing a couple days ago. His average sitting at 167. He's 11-5. DK will be 13-3 with more innings. It is going to be quite a race down the end to see who can get that coveted Pitcher of the Year award for the Cy Young Award. And also, if the shutout is preserved, the Astros starters earned run average in the second half will be an unbelievable 147.
Boy, you put that together with the good defense they've been playing. Maybe the run is starting to come. The pitch to Stankiewicz. Outside, a ball from Kile. Rodriguez already on deck. As we talked about with General Manager Jerry Hunsicker, playing, there's a high fly ball out into center. Should be an easy play for Carr. He has it. There's 1 away in the Montreal 9th. picking the good time to play the good baseball, because Montreal's a tough club. Even if we hang on and sweep here, they're just there's no guarantee we're going to take care of them this good at home. They're just a good club.
They are. They play hard. They've still got good pitching. And this is a tough ballpark for any team to come in and win at.
It's amazing. What was it, 3 or 4 years ago? We were 6-0 here.
They were 10 games over 500 at home coming into this game.
Rodriguez, the batter. First pitch, a strike. He's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a off-speed breaking ball. 0-2 to O. Henry.
91 pitches by our count for Kile, and even more amazing, 64 of those in the strike zone.
Here's the pitch. Foul back. Kile trying to get his 4th complete game and his 4th shutout. He started today leading the league in innings. He's done nothing to change that. Swing and a miss on an off-speed breaking pitch, and the Expos are down to an out, and that's 5 strikeouts for Kile. Here's another example of when you say Kile, pitcher, you now mean pitcher, because he used to think he had to strike out everybody. Well, he's still done a pretty good job. He's got 127 strikeouts and only 60 walks, so the ratio is there. But he doesn't count on the strikeout being the thing that gets the job done anymore. Get too many other things working. Fouled off by Segui. He has 1 of the 4 hits. Astros coming into Montreal. Anybody that would have had the guts to have put down a bob or 2 on this happening against the Montreal pitching. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging foul. Maybe they're down to a pitch. It's 0-2 to David Segui. Switch hitting first baseman. Friday night Garcia. Saturday night Reynolds. Kile trying to put the exclamation point to this weekend. Here it is. Outside high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just gave him another look, something to think about. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Segui back up in there. They've never had more than 1 hit in an inning. Did he swing? He did. Game is over. Kile finished with a flourish. 3-6. Retired the last 7 in a row. And 17 of the last 18. If that ain't a flourish, Vince, I don't know what a flourish is.
He's done it on so many occasions. You really can't be surprised anymore when he does it. He got a lot of support today, a chance to just have some fun and go out there and pitch. And pitch he did. What a great weekend for the Astros, and maybe sending a message that this ball club is finally beginning not to underachieve anymore, but achieve the way they can.
All right, they're high-fiving everybody down there, and why wouldn't they? They've done what would seem the impossible, come to Montreal and beat that pitching staff with the pitching of your own. Astros 9-8-0. Kile, the winner, improves. Not how he improves, but his record improves to 13-3. Montreal 0-4-0. Herman drops below 500, 4-5. What a ball game. Kyle's ERA against the league now is 1.99. He's 13-3. He's propelled himself. Whenever people do sports shows now or do commentaries about pitching in this league, they now have to include Kile in the Cy Young chase. The final score, Houston 9, Montreal 0. Milo Hamilton back in the booth to spin some highlights. Quite a contrast in the way the Astros scored in this game. They played Dirker little ball early. Leadoff double Gonzo in the second. Bounce out got him to third. Barry sac fly made it 1-0. Third inning, leadoff double Bogar. Then a sacrifice by Kile, sac fly Biggio, 2-0. Then in the sixth inning, Kile led off with a double. Third time that an Astro had led off with a double. But then they got away from the little ball, and and Gonzo was the hitter. Swinging, fly ball out into right center, pretty well stroked, and it is gone. Home run, Gonzo, and a couple of more go up on the board. And that would make it 5-0. Then in the 8th inning, Valdez had pitched a good 7th 1-2-3, but with 1 out in the 8th, he walked Biggio, he walked Carr, he hit Bagwell. That loaded him up. They brought on Dahl, a left-hander, to face the left-hand batting Gonzo, and Gonzo made a little of his own history right here. There's a fly ball, right field, and it is grand slam. And that jacked it up to 9-0. Kile, in the meantime, just pitching a beautiful game. We didn't know when Barry got the run home with a sac fly in the 2nd that it would have been enough. But he finished with a flourish in the 9th inning. Fly ball, Stankiewicz to center. Strikeout Rodriguez. And Segui, who'd had a good series, is batting with nobody on and 2 away. Did he swing? He did. Game is over. Kile finished with a flourish. 3-6, retired the last 7 in a row. And 17 of the last 18. Yeah, that's really putting a finish on it. Improves to 13-3. It's the 9th shutout. That's 5 more than the staff had all of last year. Kile has pitched 4 of them, complete game shutouts, and been involved in 2 others. 6 out of the 9. And the ratio goes on and on with the way he's dominating the pitching on this staff and in the league. So we take a day off tomorrow. Our next broadcast will be at 6:40 Tuesday from St. Louis. We'll set all that up for you. But right now we want to check on the Cardinals. We want to check on the Pirates. Find out how we've done as far as the central standings. You'll get that from Vince. He's with you in just a moment.
There is some good news in the National League, but we'll begin our final look at the big league scoreboard in the junior circuit, where this afternoon Cleveland beat the Boston Red Sox 7-2 at the Jake, ending a 4-game winning streak for Boston. The winner there, Charlie Nagy, now 10-6 on the year. Flash Gordon, the loser, he is 5-8. John Valentin with a home run, his 10th of the year for the Red Sox, and his 3rd in 2 games. They go to the bottom of the 9th inning at Camden Yards, and the White Sox are running away with it. They lead at 10-0 behind Jamie Navarro, who will raise his record to 8-6. The Orioles a 3-7 homestand now with the loss. Actually, they're on the board with a Tony Tarasco home run with a man on, making it 10-2. But Harold Baines hit number 11, Frank Thomas number 22. They're in the 9th inning. 10-2 White Sox. Sean Bosky will be the loser. He'll fall to 5-4. Anaheim got a run in the 1st inning at home against the Blue Jays. They're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Chuck Finley trying to win his 5th in a row. He is 6-6 on the year for the Angels, who have won 11 of 12. Luis Andujar started the game for the Blue Jays. He is 0-4. Minnesota and Oakland go to the bottom of the 2nd. The Twins lead that game 1-0. Oddly enough, they've got the hottest pitcher in baseball in that game. Brad Radke has won 8 games in a row. He is 12-5 pitching for Minnesota. Carlos Reyes at 3-0 going for the Oakland Athletics. Later on today, Kansas City at Seattle. Kevin Appier, who has lost 3 in a row against Jamie Moyer, who has won 8 of his last 9. The last time Kansas City has won consecutive games was May 24th and May 25th. They'll try to get that done today on the road. New York at Milwaukee tonight. Hideki Arabu on the national stage with the game of the week. He is 2-0. Scott Carl getting the start at 3-10 for Milwaukee, who earlier placed Ben McDonald on the disabled list with shoulder problems. And also Detroit at Texas today. Scott Sanders getting his first start with his new ball club. His last game started was back on May 26th. He was 3-6 with Seattle. His opponent will be Matt Whiteside. He is 1-1 for Texas. On to the National League, where good things continue in July. The Los Angeles Dodgers, don't be alarmed. Those were the fireworks that did not shoot off during the game. The Dodgers win at 8-3. They are now 13-4 in July. The winner, Chan Ho Park, he is 8-5. His 3rd straight win. John Smoltz, last year's Cy Young Award winner, is now 8-9 on the year. Raul Mondesi with a home run is 20th of the season. Philadelphia beats the Pirates 4-1. The winner there, Garrett Stevenson, 4-4. Ricky Batalico, maybe on the trading block, got his 17th save. Jason Schmidt, the loser, is 4-6. So now the Pirates are 2 games behind the Astros in the NL Central. New York pounded Cincinnati 10-1. A 15-hit attack for the Metropolitans. They win their 4th in a row. Dave Malicki, who last won a month ago, got the victory, is 5-7. Kent Merker, who had won 6 of his last 7, takes a rear loss. His season record now 7 up and 7 down. Todd Hundley with a pair of home runs for the Mets, number 21 and 22. Bernard Gilkey connected on number 11 as well for New York. Good news in Busch Stadium. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. San Francisco leading that game now by a count of 6-1 behind Kirk Reeder. The Cardinals went into that game 6-1 against San Francisco this season. Barry Bonds hit a home run, his 24th of the year. That was off of Alan Bennis back in the 1st inning. Now in the 8th, it is 6-1 San Francisco over the Cardinals. If they hold on, the Astros will have a 3-game advantage on them as well in the Central. Chicago and Colorado are through 6 at Wrigley Field, and it is a 5-5 game. Vinny Castilla with number 24 and 25 for the Rockies, who have lost 8 in a row. They're 1-15 in July. Roger Bailey started that game against Kevin Foster. Eric Young with a home run as well is 5th for the Rockies, and they're in a rain delay at Pro Players Stadium. The Padres and the Marlins have not started yet. Andy Ashby against Tony Saunders. Our final score this afternoon from Olympic Stadium in Montreal was the Astros 9 and the Expos nothing. Stay tuned. Milo breaks out the broom to wrap up this weekend, and he'll do so in just a moment.